Good morning, children. This is the lecture for class 8 and the subject is biology, chapter number 1. So as we know, children, already I have started the chapter in the school. So some of the children were present, maximum the children were present there, but few were not there. So I am starting the chapter again. So this is the chapter in which we are going to study about transport in plants. Transport means, as you know, it is the way how we carry the things from one place to other. So same way the plants are also carrying the things from one place to another. So when the plants are carrying the things from one place to another, what they have, which type of cells they have, which are helping them to carry things like water, food and minerals from one place to another. So this we are going to discuss in this chapter. So that is why the name of the chapter is transport in plant. So the first thing that we are studying now, that as we know, the plants, they require carbon dioxide and water. Leaves, they help in the exchange of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere because they have the stromatas. The roots of the plant, they help in absorbing minerals from the soil. Leaves, they also have the green color pigment which help the plant in making the food. So they all make the food, they all utilize those things and then they make the food. After the food is prepared, the leaf transport the food to different parts of the plant. So the first definition that arises here, what is transportation? So what is transportation? Transportation is a process in which substances absorbed or synthesized in one part of the plant are moved to other part of the plant. The substances synthesized in one part of the plant, they are moved to other part of the plant. So that process is called transportation. Now, transportation of food and water, these are the two main things that happened, the transportation of water and the transportation of food. So in transportation of water and food, they have a conducting system. The plants, they have a conducting system. So which conducting system they have? They have xylem. They have two main type of tissues. They have xylem and phloem. So two main type of tissues are present in the plant, xylem and phloem. Now one by one we are going to take why xylem is responsible, what is the function of xylem, what is the function of phloem, what is their structure, which type of cell they have. So all the things related to xylem and phloem we are going to discuss in this chapter. So the first question here, the xylem and phloem, why we are calling them tissue? Okay, this is the first question. Why xylem and phloem are called tissue? Because they are made up of many cells. Why they are called conducting system? Why we are calling them conducting system? Because they are helping in conducting food and water from one place to another. So that is why we can include them in the category of conducting tissues. So how they are present, which type of cells they contain, that we are going to discuss now. So as we know, the xylem and phloem, they are the conducting tissue. So how many cells they have? Xylem and phloem, they have 4 different type of cell. So first thing is that what is the main function of the xylem? What is the main function of xylem? So what is xylem? What is the main function of the xylem? So as you can see, children, the xylem, this is the tissue formed by tubular passage to transport water and minerals from one place to another. Water and minerals, they are transporting through xylem from one place to another. So xylem and phloem, they are responsible for the transportation of water and mineral salt. So xylem, they contain 4 type of cells. Okay, 4 type of cells. So what is the first is the tracheids, second is the vessel, third is the xylem parenchyma, and fourth is the xylem sclerenchyma and wood fiber. So first we are going to take tracheids. So as you can see in this picture also, these are the tracheids. Now you can see what are tracheids. Tracheids, they are simply the tracheids, they are the elongated means they are long, elongated dead cells. with trapping ants. So how, if we draw a single tracheids, what will be the structure of that tracheids? They are the cell, they are the elongated cell. They are the elongated cells, and their structure, their ants are trapping. So what is that? These are the tracheids. So their walls have some pores. And what is their function? They provide strength. They provide strength and support to the plant. And second function is they help in the conduction of water plus mineral. So this is the main function of xylem, this tracheids, and these are the part of the xylem. The second is the vessels. So what are vessels? They are again the tube-like structures. You can see in the diagram also, they are the tube-like structures. You can see in this diagram also, you can see these lines. So what are these? These are the tube-like structures. So what are these? These are the vessels. As you can see in the picture also, these are the vessels. So vessels, they are open from both the ends. Vessels are open from both the ends. You can see here the vessels, they are open from this side also, they are open from this side also. So they are open from both the sides, and they are placed one over the other. They also provide the mechanical support, and they also help in taking the water upward. The third type of cell is xylem parenchyma. So what are xylem parenchyma? We can't see in this diagram because this side also you can see many cells are there. So xylem parenchyma, they are very small, thick walled living cells. Living cells. They store food and help to conduct water and mineral salt. So they are the living cells, and they store food. Two things are there. They are the living cells and they store food. In this we have studied that tracheids are the dead cell. Vessels they have not given, but vessels they are also the dead cells. But xylem parenchyma or the wood parenchyma, xylem sclerenchyma or the wood fiber, they both are the living cells. Their wall, the wood parenchyma, they are very small in size. Their wall is also thick. But xylem sclerenchyma, they are just like a fiber. They are just like a fiber, and their ends are trapping. They also provide the mechanical support to the plant. So their function is almost same. Tracheids and vessel, they are dead. They provide mechanical support. They help in the conduction of water. And their function is they also help in the conduction of water, but they also store the food. And they also, the xylem parenchyma, their function is that they provide the mechanical support to the plants. So these are the four types of cell, and these are the main functions of the xylem. Now, what is the function of xylem? If simply we study about the function of xylem, so the function of the xylem is xylem help in the transportation of water and mineral salt from the roots to other aerial parts of the plant. Tracheids, vessels, xylem, sclerenchyma, they provide the mechanical strength and support to the plant. So these are the two main functions of xylem. Now, why if we try to find out the age of the plant or a tree, so what is the possible way by which we can find out the age of the plant or a tree? So children, if we cut, suppose this is the stem of any tree. Suppose this is the stem of any tree. So in this stem, if we cut this stem from here, so it will be look like a circle. It will be looking like a circle. So in this circle, if we study, very small rings are there. Many small rings are there. So these rings, if we count those rings, so these rings form every year one single ring is formed. And by counting the number of rings, we can easily find out the life of that tree. So that can be, and what are these rings? These are the rings of xylem. So by counting the number of rings, we can find out the age of the tree. So as you can see in this also, this is the activity given in your book on page number 2, activity number 1. So in this activity also, if we take a twig of any flowering plant and we cut it from here, so it will be look like a circle. And if we add any ink, a red ink, a few drops of red ink to the water, leave the twig in this water for half an hour. Okay, then cut a thin slice of that stem, a twig, and keep this slice of the stem on the glass slide. Put few drops of water on the slide. Observe the slide under the microscope. You will observe only xylem gets stained as the water is transported to xylem. So what they have explained here, if the school are going to open, if it will open, then definitely we are going to do these activities in the lab also. But now you have to just understand, this is the twig of the plant. We have taken a small piece of the twig. So first we have to cut the twig and we have to place the twig in the water, and we have to add red color ink in that water, because the function of xylem is to carry the water upward. So the red color will move upward. Now we can take a small piece of that twig and we can observe the twig, a piece of twig in the microscope. So what we will see, that we can observe that only the xylem is red in color, because xylem is carrying water, so it is only taking the water upward. So that is the main function of that xylem, that it help in the conduction of water plus mineral salt from the roots to other parts of the plant. Now next is the phloem. Phloem also, just like the xylem has the 4 cells, same way the phloem is also having the 4 cells. But the function of phloem is little different from the function of xylem. As we have studied, the xylem is responsible for the conduction of water and mineral salt. Same way, the phloem is responsible for the transportation of food. Where the food is transported? The food is transported, it is made by the leaves. Now, when the leaves makes the food, then it passes to all the other parts of the body. Means when the leaves are making the food, as we call that, leaves are the food factory of the plant. So when the leaves are making the food, that food is transported to all other parts of the plant. So phloem is responsible for carrying that food to other parts of the plant. So phloem also contain 4 type of cell. So first is the sieve tubes, companion cell, phloem parenchyma, phloem fiber. So these 4 type of cells are present in phloem. So that is why when these all cells combine together, they form a phloem tissue. So when cells are combining together, they are forming phloem. So that is why it is called tissue. The xylem and phloem, they are called tissue, and because they are helping in transferring food and water from one place to another, so xylem and phloem both are called conducting tissues. So now we are going to take the structure of the sieve tube. So what are sieve tubes? As you can see in this diagram also, a long tube like structure. Okay, this is the this greenish part is there. So in this greenish part, as you can see, in this is a tube like structure. It has the sieve plates here and some pores are also present here. So what is that? This is a tube like structure, and it has many tube like structures are present in the cell. You can say many are there. So all these tube like structure, they are arranged in a vertical row, and they are divided at one place and another place by a sieve plates. So what is their function? They are also helping in transporting the food and water from one place to another. So that is the main function of those sieve tubes. They are helping in the conduction of food and water from one place to another. Now another one is companion cells. So what are companion cells? Companion cells, they are the living cells. Companion cells, they are the living cells. And sieve tubes, they are also the living cells. Both are the living cells. Instead of that, phloem parenchyma and phloem fiber, they are the dead cells. So they are companion cell. In the sides of the sieve tubes, companion cells are present. They are just providing the support to the cell, and they help in the conduction of food. Phloem parenchyma, they are thin-walled cell. Thin-walled, and their function is again to store food. Phloem parent fibers, they are the dead sclerenchyma fiber formed by the elongated cell. They also provide the mechanical support to the plant. And they also, because they are the dead cells, so they are just simply providing the mechanical support and strength to the plant. So as we have discussed two type of cells, so as you can see here, companion cell and the side tube cell, they are the living cell. In this we have studied that tracheids and vessels, they are the dead cell. Here xylem wood parenchyma and scleron parenchyma, they are the living cell. They are the dead cell, but they are the living cell. Here you can see they both are the both are the living cells, but here they are the dead cell. Means parenchyma and the sclerenchyma, they are the dead cell in case of phloem. But in case of xylem parenchyma and sclerenchyma and parenchyma, both are the living cells. So when we are going to ask you about the differences, that time you can write those things. Now if we simply study the function of the phloem, so phloem help in the transportation of food prepared by the leaves to all the other parts of the plant, and phloem parenchyma help in the storage of food, as well as it provides the mechanical support and strength to the plant. So this is all about phloem and xylem. Now what are the differences between xylem and phloem? So the differences between xylem and phloem is, first, as we have studied, xylem help in the conduction of water and mineral salt from the roots to all the other parts of the plant. Aerial parts of the plant, aerial means the parts which are present in the air other than the roots. All the parts of the plants are the aerial parts of the plant. Phloem, it translocates the food from the leaves to the storage organ and growing part of the plant. Translocate means moving from one place to another. So it take the food from one place to another, and some of the food gets stored in different parts of the plant like fruits, leaves, stem, etc. And some of the food is get utilized by the plant in their growth. So what is the main function? They help in transferring the food from the leaves to other parts of the plant. Xylem is made up of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. Phloem is made up of sieve tubes, companion cell, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. Conducting cells, vessels and tracheids, they are the dead cell. Conducting cells are the sieve tubes, they are the living cells. Conduction is unidirectional. What does it mean? Conduction is unidirectional. As we know, children, the water is moving only in one direction. The water is moving it is not going up and coming down. The water is only moving in one direction. So that is why that direction is called unidirection. And here the conduction is bidirectional in case of phloem. So what does it mean? Conduction is bidirectional means the water is moving, the food is moving upward also and it is coming downward also. So the food is moving upward, food is coming downward. So it is, the direction is called bidirection. Bi means both the sides. Because in this the water is moving only in one direction, so it doesn't require energy. So the expenditure of energy is very less. But in case of phloem, as the water is moving upward also, coming down also, the expenditure of energy is more. So it requires more energy. So that is why the phloem requires more energy and the xylem requires less energy. So this is all about xylem and phloem. Now another is, one more activity is there. Very simple and interesting activity. So in this activity, what we have to do, what we have to see, we have to take 3 test tubes. At home you can take 4 glasses made up of glass. So each glass we are going to put some water, but in this glass number D we are going to put a little water, very little water. The first test tube, we are going to close it from above and no plant is there. In test tube B, the water level is same in A, B, C. It is not closed from up, but we have added 1 drop of water. So as you can see that oil is floating above the water. And in number 3 we have added a red color in the water. Oil is also there, but red color is also there. And in this, very less water is there, so the roots of the plant are not able to touch the plant. So in the first one, because no plant is there, so there will be no growth. Second, the oil is there, the plant will grow, but there will be no evaporation of water. Third one, you can see here. In the first one, the water level remains unchanged, no loss of water. Why? Because it is covered with a cork. So no evaporation, no loss of water. Second one, the water level falls not by evaporation from the water surface, but due to the presence of oil. The water level falls. The water level falls. Why it will fall? It will not fall by evaporation because it is covered with the oil. So the water will not evaporate. But the roots are absorbing the water, so that the water level will fall. Next, the water gets absorbed by the plant through the roots dips in the water. The water absorbed by the roots of the plant, so that the water level will decrease. Third one, in number C. In number C, we can see the water level fall just as in tube B. But here veins of the leaves has taken up the red color because we have added the red color in the tube. So the leaves of the this plant get stained with red color. Water got into the plant through the root and reached up to the leaves. So by this we can see how the water has reached from the roots to the leaves. And the fourth one, the leaves shriveled up. Shriveled up means murjha gayi hain. Okay, the leaves shriveled up. The leaves are dead now, and leaves, they have whatever the water the leaves were having, they have lost the water by evaporation. Now the plant is dead. So this is the simple experiment. We can ask you during your examination, give an activity on how the roots absorb the water. So this activity you can write in your own words when we are going to ask you regarding the activity. Give an example, give an activity how the root absorbs the water. So you have to write like this. So next topic is the translocation of transport of food. So here you can see, children, there is one word that is called translocation of solute. So what is that translocation of solute? Very interesting and very easy to understand. As we know, during photosynthesis, what happened during photosynthesis? When the photosynthesis is going on, so what happened? The leaves of the plants make food. Photosynthesis. So during photosynthesis, the leaves, what the leaves do? Leaves make food. So what is that food? Leaves make food. So that is the food made by the leaves. So when the leaves are making food, that is glucose. So what is glucose? That is the food prepared by the leaves. Now that glucose, it converts into starch. When it converts into starch, it is the food that is stored in the leaf. Now after that, whenever the plant uses, the food move from one place to another in the form of sucrose solution. So that is the food that is transferred from one place to another. So three things are there. What is that? The food prepared by the plant. When the plant has prepared the food, that is glucose. When it gets stored in different parts of the plant, that is a starch. That is a stored food. And when it is moving, when it is transferred from one place to another, that is in the form of, it is transporting in the form of sucrose solution, not in the form of starch or glucose. So what is that? Which process is that? That complete process is called translocation of food. That is called translocation of food. So you can see this in this also. During photosynthesis, the plant produces their food as glucose, which is stored in the form of starch. This starch transported in the form of sucrose solution through a phloem upward and downward to all the parts of the plant, including its roots. So this is called translocation of solute. So very important children. Now what you have to do, this much I am going to teach you in today's video, and then I will make one more video, and then I will complete the chapter in the second video. So what is going on this? What we have done, what you have to write. I am starting from the first page. What you all have to do, you all have to write the definition. First is the transportation of plant. You can just put a tick in that. Transportation in plants. Then conducting tissues, xylem and phloem. So how you will write? You will give the heading xylem. What is the function of xylem? You will write 4 type of cells and their explanation also you have to write. Then what is the function of xylem? Then also you have to write. Then again phloem and its function, the types of cells of phloem, functions of phloem. Then differences between phloem and xylem, and after that one more topic, that is the transport of food, that is also called as translocation of solute, that you have to write in your copy. So why I am telling you to write in your copy? You have to make your own notes. As you know children, in this book you will not get too much exercises. So the question paper, whenever you are going to get, the question paper will contain the fill in the blanks, true and false, match the columns. So if you have gone through each and everything of this chapter, so you are easily able to attend the question papers. Otherwise you will face the problem. So just read the chapter carefully, make the notes by your own, and question and answers we are going to send you in our PDF form in your class WhatsApp group. So read each and everything carefully and make the notes, as already I have taught you in the school how to make the notes. Okay children, study well. Okay, thank you.